So I'm not gonna lie, we see a lot of weird NPCs on this channel. Like, really weird looking NPCs. But sometimes we find NPCs that are just weird enough, but not too weird, that they're actually intriguing. And that is exactly what we will be taking a look at in today's video. This is the one and only SMOD Outbreak. Now I should mention that this is the resurgence part of the pack. I believe it's been updated with new NPCs and I assume a few other things. Now you might be wondering, what is SMOD? Well, SMOD is a mod for the Half-Life 2 campaign. It was supposed to revamp or revitalize the Half-Life 2 story by introducing new elements like, well, NPCs. For instance, here we have the ghoul, very reminiscent of the ghouls in Fallout, which might actually be exactly what that is. But pretty much we're going to be taking a look at these NPCs and seeing exactly what they do in a very old school NecrosVideos style of NPC showcasing. Like for instance, we have the Centaur, an absolute freak of an NPC that I swear to God I've seen before. This has to be like from some game franchise. And I was right, the Centaur is from Fallout, so I just had to make sure because this just looks so familiar and I could not get it out of my head. Now, even though these NPCs look great and they might seem a little weird in Half-Life 2, I imagine that the SMOD Outbreak Resurgence mod is really awesome, and I would love to actually take a good look at it one day in a full in-depth showcase. But for now, we got this dude. He's gross, he's got tendrils that also slow you, as well as slowly sap away your health. And it's just an absolute disgusting freak of nature that needs to be put out of its misery. Now the bull squid is interesting because, as you guys know, the bull squid is not in Half-Life 2. For some reason, the bull squid, the hound eye, and a few others were not included in Half-Life 2, and that is really unfortunate because, if you guys know me, the bull squid is my favorite Zen creature. How the hell could they not add that? But this adds it into Half-Life 2. Now I'm going to just slow things down a bit. Does it look any different than the Half-Life 1 counterparts? Hard to tell. I'd say it does look pretty nice, but I'm also really spoiled by modern games, so I can't tell if this looks good or just bad. The psionic stalker, a stalker that is modified. In fact, I want to take a good look at this, because I'm pretty sure this is a completely unique... Oh. Okay, well he already was disabled. Alright, so he did destroy the windows with his scream. This thing looks absolutely terrifying. So I'm not sure if this design was cut from the beta and re-uploaded into this pack, but this is some epic design right here, and I really wish this was in Half-Life 2 normally. Because, I mean, like, just imagine you are playing Half-Life 2 and you turn around and you see this thing coming after you. So obviously, when he gets close, he explodes. In fact, eerily similar to the hound eye. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that if this was cut from Half-Life 2, that this was probably meant to replace it in some way. But thankfully his scrawny ass cannot do anything from far away, so that's where he's weak. And we have the skin decimator. Oh my god. I never thought I'd see the cremator move that quick, so there's been so many different versions of the cremator we've seen. Obviously this is not the cremator, so to say, but instead the skin decimator. Now, what does he do? Oh, he has a chainsaw instead of our favorite weapon that was cut from the game. So the chainsaw slows you down as it cuts into you, which just makes it even more difficult to get away. This is a really cool idea and a cool take on the cremator. And now I can see why he's so quick, but goddamn, this just makes it even more creepy. So we're just gonna go ahead and pretend that we didn't spawn him in. Also, if you guys didn't notice, he does react to your bullet shots, which is pretty neat. And that is one nasty looking chainsaw. I will say this though, this definitely looks like something that belongs in Resident Evil and not in Half-Life. Because I mean, the chainsaw is just a little bit too on the nose. I would like to see him have some more exotic looking weapon that might replicate a chainsaw. And the Skinner. Obviously we know what this is. It looks to be based on a stalker in some way, but can you look at that? It's so similar to a model that we no longer use anymore. So what does the Skinner do? Well, I'll give you one hint. And not only does he slow you down, but damn, he does damage pretty quickly. Now thankfully he does kind of let himself be known before he even gets up to you with that high-pitched screech. And thankfully he is melee only, so he's not all that bad. And this is why you don't skip leg day. Alright, now we go on to the standard SMOD infected. It looks like a standard civilian, but of course something is different. Dude's not right in the head. Or anywhere, really. And then we have the SMOD zombie. This is just kind of a reskin zombie. In fact, I would love to have a mod where I could spawn in a bunch of players that could just kind of have a mind of their own. But more so with an upgraded AI system that takes it to another level. I almost wish I could do that in the next video, so if you guys maybe want to see that, stay subscribed. But yeah, it's pretty much just your standard zombie, nothing too crazy. That is until we fight the wretch. Now we get into the creepy, goofy territory. I don't know which one to really pick. But this thing, okay, we have to just chill because it's kind of reminiscent of a fast zombie, although the spitting thing is new. What is up with his arms, though? That is seriously freaking me out. And we can see he is pretty eager to get started, so let's go ahead and let him loose. That, like, hunched walk is just so uncomfortable to me. I don't know why. I really don't like that. But he does have a projectile. Again, though, if you're, like, in a dark tunnel like this, you do not want to see this guy coming after you. Oh my god, what happened? Okay, so I think we found a glitch in the Matrix. We're just gonna let him do his thing. Because, well, there is a second version of the Wretch, and this is the Wretch 2. We can see dude has pretty much lost all function of his arms, at least seemingly so. He's pretty quick, not as quick as the Wretch 1. He does still have a projectile. Still looks kind of goofy, but scary at the same time. And pretty much just as easy to take out. The zombie assassin. Oh my god. Alright. I thought the centaur was pretty bad. This is absolute... What? He could jump? This is absolutely something from my nightmares now, and I really am not here for it. Where the hell did he go? Oh my god, he's shaking the whole freaking... Oh! So when he attacks you, he slows you down, which is pretty bad, because... Well, that's pretty much death. But before we go further, let's dial things down a bit, because there's a lot to take in here. First things first, it looks to be some kind of Gonarch freak fusion with the charcoaled corpse, which, by the way, that is the face of a real corpse, so maybe I'll get demonetized, although some people have been putting that in their thumbnail, and they have not, so I'm gonna take my chances. Anyway, it's a pretty scary combo. Let's go ahead and let him loose. So he shoots out poison head crabs, kind of like the poison zombie, although he is not slow like the poison zombie. And if this doesn't give you nightmares, then I really don't know what will. But thankfully, unlike regular nightmares, this is one we can put to rest with our lead. And now we just gotta take care of the annoying, but somewhat adorable, poison head crabs, which, by the way, if you guys didn't notice, they are not the same poison head crabs you might remember. They spit stuff at you. So not only do they jump at you and administer neurotoxin, they can just straight up one-shot you now, which makes this arguably more of a threat than the zombie itself. And last up, we have the zombified stalker. Another stalker-like creature. Honestly, just the lankiness of the stalker is what really creeps me out. Now, what does it do when it gets up to you? Well, he smacks ya, you slow down a bit, you take a bit of bleed damage, and that's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy, although I will say the animations look really nice, and it's not just the same one, there's even different attacks. So all in all, guys, this entire pack is really neat. There's some cool NPCs in here, some that were taken from Fallout for whatever reason, and some that were really cool and creative ideas from the already used models in Half-Life 2. But I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts down below if you're excited for tomorrow's video. Well, don't feel too excited because, well, there's already enough pressure. That's why I ended up delaying the video, because I honestly want to get it right. I want to get everything perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready on that. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, farewell.